1. So we'll give you all a few moments to move into the live stream with us. And today we're talking about passivity, how the need or necessity to release passivity within us so that we can ascend, so we can expand our consciousness. Sometimes, we love and light and we a little passive with it, getting beat up by darkness and negativity out here. Something's got to change. So I think this will be an interesting conversation,
Yes.
especially looking into the concept of what light is. And we're going through the light body movement process and
Right.
activating our light, and people are directing their light and seeing what light can do for them.
Absolutely.
Do you have any initial thoughts you want to share?
I think people have a misunderstanding of what light is. But if we just think of the sun and think of the power of what the sun can do to you,
It makes people want to go in the house. I can't. It makes people not even want to come outside if they are not on the right vibratory frequency
right?
to assimilate and enjoy it.
That's very good, Tavares.
Yes, I just got turned up out of nowhere. I think because you mentioned the sun, I was like,
Yeah, the sun is light, and as you call in your power of light, we should not think of it as passivity. We should recognize that our request to be light, part of our environment, part of what our world is, part of our solar plexus, that it is to be weaponized. And weaponized doesn't mean to hurt you. Weaponized means that it then has more power to empower us. You know,
yes,
that we are, instead of being in off mode, we're on. That's the
that's
flip
right.
in the switch to on.
Flame on.
Yes, and that's another, what an interesting metaphor, flame on. You know, fire
Yeah,
has its uses.
yeah, you've mentioned it in your previous talks about fire is in us. The electrical component or aspect of us is essentially the fire element,
That's right.
so it's already there. You just got to kindle your wick.
Yeah, it's really a matter of understanding electricity is the fire element. The synapses in our brain jump through the electrical component that's in our blood, that's in our organs, that's in our brain, and that this is our aspect that is us and can be brought forward in ways that we have not thought about to assist us with having more manifestations, having greater forward motion, having more of an imprint on our own reality by moving our light from outside of us to whatever it is we would like to manifest it into.
Yeah, I want to talk about some things.
All
Oh my
right.
gosh. So this is what I've been. All right, before I go there, I would like to acknowledge the people in the chat, do a couple of announcements,
Okay.
preambles,
All right.
and then dive into it because
Excellent.
I'm so excited. Because light, y'all, it's not what they taught us. So, in Lakesh Veritas, Russ is in the building. In Lakesh Studio 1, Stacy, Stephanie, Lauren, Terry's here from NY, letting us know where you're at. Zan is here in Lakesh and Veritas, Zan. And we got a couple more people who are jumping into our live. And so for those who are just popping in, we're talking about the need to release passivity and what this has to do with expansion of consciousness and ascension. And we're going a couple of different places. We started off talking about the light. See, clearly I want to go into it.
I was
I'm
just going
like,
to say no
where's the
announcements.
announcements? I know, right? I'm so excited.
I know I'm directing it to you, and I see you reading my mind, and I'm like, and then you say, yes.
In today's news, we anybody need their soul cleared? Seriously, at a discounted rate? If so,
Everybody needs their soul cleared at any rate.
well, yeah. However, for those who may be aware of this or those who are not, we brought back the monthly group soul clearing. So group soul clearing is kicking off tomorrow, which is the last Friday of the month. We do this every last Friday. Funny thing is, it did not go anywhere. It's always been here. But if you don't put it on the homepage of the site, people will forget. So it's there, but also we're going to send some e-blasts out just as a gentle reminder for those. And this is really an opportunity to remove a variety of energetic encumbrances. And for starters, let's say maybe you're in classes, maybe you're somewhere in between the one-on-one advanced soul clearings and fortifications with Laota, and you have a little hiccup, or maybe you've had a rough month. This is a great opportunity for you to slide in and get some of those energetic interferences removed so you can sustain your elevation. So an example of some of the things that we're clearing are negative motivators that are influencing your decision making. We're also clearing ancestral codicils. We've been talking a lot about that ancestral pool that operates as a form of enslavement. We also clear addiction entities, removing the entities that are like, yeah, eat that chocolate. Yeah, go ahead, smoke that, drink that, do that thing, visit that site. You know who you are. So we can remove and extract these from your field, but also illuminate your light column, combusting the darkness that's within the light column as a byproduct of the engagement with these low frequency behaviors, and impressing beneficial frequencies that will sustain you, keep keep the vibrational wheel rolling, so to say. And some of those things are amplifying your self-preservation, which is major. It's critical. It's one of the first laws, so that it helps you not operate within self-sabotage or primes you for it. And there's a myriad of different things that we do. But if you have questions about this, you can contact us at contact@ofthesun.com. In the description, you can visit our website. It's right on the homepage. So yeah, and then also with it, you get a full PDF report. It's very comprehensive. It also has a call for the truth divination card pull that's unique to you. And yeah, free follow-up 20-minute, free or a courtesy, complimentary 20-minute follow-up with myself. If you have any questions or you want to expound further, and there are links that are provided when we send you your PDF report to schedule yourself. Also, throughout the month, well, we're moving into September, so in Look at Studio One, Diane of the Sun, aka Dancing Lady, timekeeper, keeper of time. She's doing her monthly free divination workshop, working with the Call for the Truth divination cards. This is a really cool event. It's free, and you can. This is how I see it. This is a card reading for the month. You can see these themes that the divine wants or is encouraging you to address. Like, what is the truth that you need to see throughout your month? And it's pretty cool because you get a variety of different people within it who are all seeing this truth from various lenses, and then you get to see yourself in what the other person shared. And again, it's an opportunity for community, so check that out. Her evolutionary book club is on September 5th. So this is all happening within the same first week of September. The book club is free as well. And she's covering Zero Limits, which is focused on Ho'oponopono, Joe Vitale, Dr. Hugh Lin.
Hikalea.
That part. You know, I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, because, all right, while I was editing the website, I went to the book and I read it. I was like, I could say it, but I got to see it. But I don't remember what it looked like. So I'm going to stick with Hugh Lin until I learn this. Appreciate the backup. She's like, say the full thing, T. So she's covering this book. This is a really great book. I've read this book twice. Once early on in my journey when I first connected with Laota and the idea of the sun. Expansive. Some of you know my story. Did Ho'oponopono for 3 hours, had breakthroughs in terms of shifting my reality. But then I went back to it and I saw that there were things that I miss. And so this is an opportunity. And the cool thing is that she does do Ho'oponopono regularly on the high frequency living live streams that are in the middle of the week, usually on Wednesdays, right? Or Tuesdays? Wednesdays. So you can join into a free Ho'oponopono session, raise your vibe, clear yourself, and expand. And then also on her site, she has a free PDF of the book. So if you can't get it in time enough from Amazon or your local bookstore, if they're around, then you can go there. So this is all on the website for anybody who wants to dive in, and it's also in the description. Light body movements kicking off September 1st, 8th, 15th, and 22nd. We are moving into the throat chakra. Expression, sound, vibration, all of that. Truth. That's why the call for the truth divination cards are, or the everything about it, it's blue for that center. And this governs our capacity to see the truth, hear the truth, speak the truth, receive it, all of that. So we're looking forward to this, and we're moving higher and higher up. It's about to get interesting, you know, especially seeing how each energy center moves and expresses through the next. We also have Lao Tzu's monthly energy clearing workshop, which it's part of the light body movement, but for anyone who wants to join a la carte, you get to sit with Lao Tzu and she teaches you something cool, how to do energetically, period, you know, and who don't like hanging out with Lao Tzu? Some of you all like, class is over? Oh no. Some of you all be asking questions just to keep her on longer. I see you. I know what that's like. So if you want to join her, September 14th, 6 p.m. Eastern. Again, it's on the website. Our Energy Hygiene 101 class is coming back. This is a class that I teach regularly, and this is part of the prerequisites for our Quantum Light Property Clearing class. So Energy Hygiene 101 is focused on teaching you how to adopt an energy hygiene lifestyle. And so we're going to go deep into a variety of different energy hygiene practices, also the universal laws, principles, and the mechanics to help you understand how these practices work. Usually my form of teaching is clarity so important. When you have clarity of what you're doing, how the thing works, you're going to be more effective, you know, versus being a Debbie Doubter or something. Like, I don't know if it's working. I don't feel anything. Doubt's a hell of a drug. So join us. This is a 3-day class kicking off September 10th, 17th, 24th. And, you know, if somebody else wants to join who has taken the class, feel free. We were just having a conversation the other day about how it's interesting how our classes, because our classes always change. They're always different. It's the same core understandings, but the way the information is articulated, what comes forth, sometimes new things sprout in the classes because we are forever growing. Of a Sun is a living organism. It is not stagnant and dead. So one could say we are the living word. I'm going to stick with that. Yeah, I like that. So join us. Also, Lao Tzu's monthly self-healing talk. This is on the last Sunday of the month, Earth 22. We're going to be diving into the Earth element.
22?
Oh, excuse me, 23.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. 20. She's like, put some respect on it, young man. 23 times, not 22. I'm setting records. Excuse me. So you can join her in this, and this is again another opportunity to dive into this. And also, what's cool about this is that the floor is open in these chats where you can bring forth questions that you have, and Lao Tzu will assist you in exploring it in the group session. We're usually talking about different themes that are happening as it relates to what we're experiencing globally and how to best think about these things so we're not dropping into levels of fear. So if you're part of Light Body Movement, this is also incorporated within it. And then lastly, Quantum Light Property Clearing Class, Level 1. Bum, 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 bum. I wish I had my audio sounds queued up. It's exciting. So this is what is the pinnacle. Well, I can't even say pinnacle because there's even more beyond this. But if you're ever wondering, where does working with Of the Sun lead me to? And it would be this idea of where we teach you how to change the energetic architecture of spaces and places by clearing energetic interferences, identifying what they are. You're not just burning sage, like, I guess something's cleared. No, we show you, teach you how to identify what is there specifically, how many of those things are there, and how to clear it. And there's a lot more with this, like connecting with your body's intelligence. So we kind of brush up on that in Lao Tzu's Sun Calibration class. We also go into connecting you with a spiritual committee, which are the allies of the Sun who assist you with the clearing process. This is for those who's like, I feel like I need a bazooka. And they're like, no, 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 you need some a little less. Like, They teach us how to modulate our energy, as it's about being impeccable with it. So this class is kicking up October 1st. It's an 8-day class, so it'll be running for 4 weeks, and it'll be held on Wednesdays and Saturdays, 3 hours a day from 6 to 9. So we know we got a lot of people who want to take this. And then also, lastly, Lauta is making some type of amendment for classes like One Mind, calibration, DNA activation, where because we're not running the full classes again, and we're so close, we're literally going to be a month away from quantum light property clearing, you'll be able to schedule the activation session with her one-on-one. She'll take care of you, and then we'll also give you the recordings of the most recent class as well. That way you can get up to speed, because we're getting emails from people who are like, I want to join in, what do I have to do? This is what you have to do. So contact us at contact@ofthesun.com if you have questions on how to get in where you fit in. So you have any thoughts about any of this before we dive in?
I would like to point out, you said something about the idea of learning to be within the law, learning to uptake the laws and principles, which the first law is self-preservation, which leads right into what we're going to talk about today, but also speaks to what you just said, that to be a law-abiding soul of the universe, we have to preserve ourselves. And so everything that we teaches you to be able to identify what you need to preserve yourself against, or how to preserve yourself in the space that has existed before you, where other things took place and were imprinted upon the space. Abuse, or wolf pack energy, or divorce energy, or whatever could, while you're sleeping, overlay on you because you have not identified or been taught how to identify the frequencies which you could collapse through your own power and energy. And that, with all respect to sage, you could be sage. You could be the intelligence that can move that which is against your highest and best interests, which is in honor of self-preservation, the first law of the universe.
Well, certainly.
So, yes, that's what I thought of.
You heard it here first. You can be sage. Truly. It's inherent within us, but like you say, we don't know. It's like we don't know that we have the capacity. Maybe I think something in us feels like it's possible, but then there's the doubt, and then sometimes people are numb to their environment. They don't know how to sense it, but it's possible. There's a lot of clears out there.
Mostly that we've been gaslighted. Like
that part.
It's like, I feel like you're aggressing me. No, I'm not. I'm doing this for your own best interest. Like, it feels like aggression. Like, no, it's not aggression.
No, this is love. You're misconstruing this.
Yeah, you've been gaslighted.
Like,
but it hurts. Is it supposed to hurt?
Yeah, they're like, haven't you heard the song? Love hurts. Come on now. What's wrong with you?
Didn't you know life is suffering? Like, I don't think so. The other life outside don't look like it's suffering. The grass don't look like, So, yeah, all of that. So we have been cultivated inappropriately for our best and highest interests, for us to, I think what you said in the announcements was that when there's an experience where you're not in the law, then you start to be diminished. And in that diminishment, you are no longer able to flourish and be yourself, which eventually leads to, which you didn't say this, but I was sitting here thinking, it leads to extinction. And just so happens we're here at the end of the world. So,
look at that. Look at what we did.
Yes, just so happens the world as we know it is ending and the new world is beginning. And what that means is up to us.
Well, I'll say it's a beautiful time.
Yes.
Because I know that there are a lot of people out there who can see that what we've been doing isn't working. I feel that we can do much better in many different areas.
Yes.
We're not doing the best we can. Did you see that coming? We are not doing the best we can.
No, we are not.
I'm saying it like I'm somebody's daddy. I know you better than this. Tap into your divinity.
Yeah.
All right. So here we are.
Yes.
Once again, welcome to everyone who's in the chat. We're here live stream of the Sun live, and we're talking about releasing passivity and the necessity for us to elevate ourselves. Can't be no limp noodle out here. Can't be that wacky inflatable thing in front of the car dealership. Gotta be assertive. And
Yeah.
we were talking about light earlier, and I wanted to share with you some of my. I think you know some of this for the most part as we engage in those conversations. But I've been experiencing seeing myself more as light, literal light, as well as everything around me as light. And then, I've talked to you. I'm like, what is light? Like, come on, help a brother out. Like, understand at the deepest levels, and it's like it's the divine. It's everything, and like seeing that there are distortions of light that require an infusion of light in most cases, like
Right.
spaces and places, like because the material is a distortion, and then the impressions in the field are a distortion. Uh, the attachments and darkness on everyday people and souls are distortions, and so light is a necessity to help us rekindle, light bulb, right?
Mm.
Illuminate. But light isn't passive though.
No.
But we've been taught we've been I don't want to say gaslit, but we've been taught that we need to be lofty with the representation of light and soft in the sense of where people end up getting ran over by darkness because their hearts are just too open and they have a misunderstanding of love and what it means to operate as divinity or light. So, will you take us to the beginning of what's happened with us with this passivity thing?
It is important to understand how the physical realm works. So there is plasma that comes off of the sun that enters into the entire galaxy and into the solar system and infuses into the physical world. It infuses the mechanism to make things physical. So plasma is that comes from the galactic center, the galactic suns. There are many suns. There is we have affinity for our local central sun, but there are other suns, there are galactic suns, and there are universal suns. And what creates physical reality is from the plasma that then creates the consciousness. So light is consciousness, and light is life, and creation is about life. So we line ourselves up of the sun with life. Like we represent and uphold the law that in physical reality has been um, divined by the divine as light. But the way we think of it and the way we've been made to think of it is that it's this ethereal, you know, the clouds part and a little bit of light comes in and but in point of fact it is a force of creation from the galactic center, from all that is and the source of all that is, and it has all of the power that can take um, the idea of aspects of what we think of as the ether and make them into physical reality through its intent, which is intense. Its intent
Yeah.
is very
It's
intense.
nothing passive about that
It's not
process.
passive.
It's
It's not.
very visual.
It's not passive, and we do ourselves a disservice if we allow our passivity to let things take place in front of us that diminish our life, because to be in harmony with source of all that is, with creation, which is life, is to be as much life as you're capable of being. So you want to be as much light, which means you want to call in as much light. And those who are looking at us can see that, and those who are in light body are learning that, and those who will come in the future will be that. No, we are growing into the light that has been obscured from humanity for millions of years. It has been millennia since we have returned to our original blueprint, which is a representation of what we see outside of ourselves on Mother Earth, in the solar system, in the galaxy, in the universe. It is the swirls of the spiral galaxies that are rolling across our own scalps and hair in the way that our hair grows. We are that. So pretending to be what we are not is not working for us.
It hurts. It's like what you were saying earlier, when we don't adhere to laws and principles which we were designed to do so, it backfires. We suffer.
I once had an opportunity, and I've talked about this before, to speak to existence. And existence told me that if you do not activate, it leads to extinction. I see that this is the sixth Earth, that this has happened before, and this is our opportunity to make sure it doesn't happen again. You know, that for us to continue to have this experience with all that is as physical reality, we must assert our power. And our power is to be bright, to shine, to be the light. And in that assertion, it moves all that is not light away from it. So the idea that we don't avoid darkness, we illuminate it. Be the light, be life, be the consciousness that was intended for your blueprint. We don't know who we are. It's a identity crisis.
Oh, it is a heck of an identity crisis. You know, we've been speaking often about the necessity to shift our identities, to re-identify who we are, because we have been gaslit, as you say, to think that we're nothing, think that we're less than, when in reality, you're a large aspect of consciousness trying to squeeze into this human body.
And being told, like, if somebody hurts you, take it, do it again.
Yeah.
That's in opposition to the universal law of self-preservation.
Yeah.
That's not as it should be, and we can see as nature being a representation of divine thought, that you hit a lion with a stick, see what happens.
Even think about it.
See if he waits to get hit again.
I feel like I saw a funny visual in my head. Lions processes, did he just do what you know, man. I want to shift gears a little bit. Well, actually, pivoting off of one of the last things you said about the necessity to direct our light, and how that plays out in our everyday life with not being passive.
Yes.
Specifically with our own personal growth and evolution. We were discussing last night in DNA activation about the necessity to identify the C's, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is not the time we're going to talk about it unless you want to say something, but
we'll come back to this.
controlling
Let's
myself.
talk about it, but also
Yeah.
let's come back and explore this further
Yeah.
in another podcast.
Okay. So the C's, because I have not been able to do this from the top of my head because we have so many now.
It's okay, though.
We have 9 now. News update. Condemning, criticizing, complaining, competing, cowardice, coveting, cursing, and comparing. These are all different frequencies or states of engagement of consciousness that keep us stuck in our third dimensional experience. It keeps us stuck in suffering. It keeps us stuck in, control. That's the new one. That's the 9th one. It keeps us stuck in a powerless state where you cannot shift your reality from the inside out that way. And as we were speaking about it, the assignment was to go throughout your week, identify yourself with the C's. We had students saying, I done did light body, I done did DNA, and oh my gosh, I'm doing all the C's. I'm sinning, is what she said. I said, good, you see it, because we have been inundated. We've been programmed deeply to project in such a way that keeps us out of our power. And so this is where the conversation actually leads in. Where I see to address these C's, it requires assertiveness to not be passive, because when the people saw in class that they had been doing it, they could also see their passivity. They could see that, oh my gosh, not only have I just been allowing this to happen, I've been allowing people to do it to me. I've been saying it to myself. I've been criticizing, condemning myself, and my family does it. Like they started noticing it everywhere. And again, this is something that doesn't just change
Right.
from a clearing. Like you have to actually go after this and change your
Yeah.
consciousness. So, would you speak to the necessity of this is essentially directing light into these areas of our consciousness where we are complaining, condemning, controlling in a chronic manner
Yes.
that requires the light to dispel it?
You know, all of those things have one thing in common. They're all about someone else. Correction is best applied to self. Warm.
You say warm correction.
Yeah, warm. Like when you see you're controlling somebody while it's warm inside of you,
Yes.
apply correction directly to self. Like, oh, I'm trying to make someone do something. I want them to behave in a way that I'm not behaving. I want them to clean up and be productive. I want them to go make something of their lives. Because I have plenty of time in my not doing to identify all those things. I have plenty of that. So I want them to do it. But it is best that every time we feel like we should straighten somebody out, while that's still warm, apply it directly to self.
I like that still warm, and
Yeah.
I most certainly see the benefit in the
Oh,
game.
cold works, but still warm.
Nah, it's I find that it's best to do it warm because when it's cold, it accumulates.
Yes.
And then it's insidiously operating. You done lost your power. You done contaminated another person. I said last night the criticizing and condemning us like throwing darts. We were talking about it from the perspective of like righteous criticism and condemnation because you think you know better and you want the person to be better, but at in the process of wanting that, you over here throwing darts with poison tips.
It is hard to be virtuous with such a mean spirit against self. How is it that you are virtuous when you're like, I hate you and I want to send something terrible to you and you need to do what I want you to do? How is that virtuous?
It's not, and I see though that it's done in the absence of understanding who they are and who the other person is. You said it earlier, and it was
Yeah.
beautiful. You said light is life, which is consciousness.
Yes.
And you probably added one more, but I could see it's everything is everything. If I'm light, you light, I'm conscious, we conscious, we all one thing underneath.
Yeah.
But we
It-
don't remember.
But
We forget in those
it
moments.
works this way, whether it's you and your mother, or you and your child, or you and your lover, or often people look at us and like, of the son's not doing this the way I think it should be done. I'm like, we're not.
Well,
But it might be that self-analysis.
it
may be
is.
The,
If I may,
Go
this
ahead.
is what I saw, and you've kind of shined the light on me, or more so, like when I brought it to you, you've like, mm-hmm. I realized that in the moments that I have done these things, it is really me doing it to me. And when I say me doing it to me, the complaining, the condemning, the criticizing, it is me projecting myself onto the other person.
yes.
The thing that I want them to do is the thing that I have been avoiding to do for myself.
Right. And
At the
so
deepest
you're mad
levels.
at yourself and you direct it to them, and it's unfortunate because correction is best applied to self.
Warm.
Warm. Well, in the moment when you catch yourself trying to make someone do what you think they should do, I want you to talk to me a certain way. You don't know how to talk to me. You might be right. I might need to stop talking to you. You may have something there. But in terms of you controlling what I'm going to say, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
But we could control whether I speak to you or not. You know, you could ask me, you could tell me you don't know how to talk to me, and I could passively agree. And then we'll see how you get your information.
Indeed,
You know.
indeed. So to pivot a little bit, because clearly we're splashing in the seas right now, we're gonna end up doing a podcast on specifically the seas, so we can go a little deeper. But these are so necessary to sustain your elevation, because again, just like the students, they saw it everywhere, and some of them realized the disgust that it brought forth because it was so incongruent with the path that they were moving towards, realizing like I'm looking to be Christ consciousness embodied, the divine, my exalted self, but I'm over here doing this,
Yeah.
and it's loud too and frequent. It's
Not only
unleashed.
not only loud and frequent, it's almost uncontrollable because it's a program established by the subconscious to always look outside of self. The next C is correction, but it doesn't go in that list. The next C is the
The flip.
solution
Yes,
is a
yes.
C, which is correction. That, and I encourage everyone that source of all that is made the consciousness of correction, and you may call upon it at night before you go to sleep and just say, all that is, would you back up correction coming in and correcting me while I'm sleeping? Because I know a lot of things that need correction, but I know that correction has within it everything that needs correction. Have at it. So we'll start at the head, go to the toe. Go.
Well, and I see why you say, do it while you sleep, so you don't get in the way.
Yeah, 8
Let
hours. You got plenty
correction.
of time. I'll be asleep. I won't fight with you. I won't be telling you, no, that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're not doing it right.
No,
That's not the
correct
way
that first. Don't do it. No, you correct the wrong thing.
So
Yeah.
correction is the solution to the 9 C's.
So you were just saying how correction is best applied to self-warm or cold if you miss the opportunity, but applied to self. Would you speak about the just like a lifestyle type of way? Because a lot of what we do here is assisting people with adopting the lifestyle of clearing, not just a one-off, because one-off don't work for the
Right.
condition that we're in.
Right.
This is like it has to be regularly. Would you speak about that in relation to passivity and its
So
flip side?
it's so important that we are in harmony with the laws and principles of creation and that we are in submission to that. So if you are a law abiding soul of universal law, then you submit to people have free choice. So that then means that you don't get to push them around and boss them around and make them do what you want them to do. That then means that you get to make you do what you want you to do.
Yeah.
And by example, others may see it and want it.
Feel like,
If you do it, yeah,
"Ooh, look
if you
at
do
this."
it at a extreme enough level, they may say, "Ooh, I want some of that too." And that is one way in which everyone can be in the principle and the law of self-preservation and in the law of free choice. Of course, children who are under the age of reason and elderly who may be in your care or sick in your care are the exception to the rule, but most of us are not picking on them. We're picking on people
Yeah, every day within proximity
who we
who
meet
at
at the
this.
store
Yeah.
and that we date and that we call our friends, and those are the people. But if we are truly in harmony with free choice, that is what I would say, bring that to mind no matter what's happening. Somebody says something you don't like, instead of thinking, how dare you, think, ooh, you are free to do that. And now that you have done that, I am free to respond. And then let your response be one of freedom, not being tied to someone else's thought. Like, well, I don't like you. I'm like, okay, you are free to do that somewhere else, but not here. That's my response to that. So know you have the power. When people have free choice, it is extremely powerful to understand and be in harmony with the law of free choice, because the idea of passivity is It's like, okay, you don't like me. Something must be wrong with me. Must be, what my mother did to me, or it must be
Mm-hmm.
my ancestors. Or maybe I've got somebody else's stuff. How about that all may be true? But in the meantime, take your dislike.
Flap my kimono. Please
and,
continue.
and,
Hype
and
man.
take it to a place where I am in harmony with your law, the law that allows you to have your choice. And now, my choice, which must be honored too, is that you have it somewhere else.
I got a
That's
question.
not passivity.
I got a question for the people on the live stream. Would you agree that Lao Tse exhibits her freedom in the most graceful and assertive way, where it's very clear, but it's like power with it, but it's so graceful. That's why I had to throw up because that's what I feel, but it's so graceful. But so this is what I see with it though. It's because you know. It's because you know who you are. It's like truth. And then, because I was thinking on the adverse, you were saying you have the power, and then I'm like, I see people feel like they don't.
Right.
I see people feel like I can't control how I feel in response to them saying I don't like you, or what you said, or whatever it is. And then of course that, like one of our clients says, shotgun blow to the solar plexus. You feel So what can they do to like
Well,
rectify these types of things?
we have all felt that. I can remember being a little girl, maybe in first grade, and I don't know what my parents told me, but I went to school. It's like, I'm a princess. And somebody's like, no, you're not. I'm like, oh, what do you mean? I'm not a princess.
Dun, dun,
You know?
dun.
And we all have had those experiences because we have not been cultivated to have power. I've gotten over it. I have learned the laws and principles of the universe, and I am in harmony with them, and I find them very powerful. And I find that whatever another person's free will thought is theirs to have, and I am in support of it. But I have the right to have my thought about myself and the things that I have command over.
So how did you get over it? I feel like you kind of touched on it just now, but like what does a process like that look like?
So I'm like everyone else, we're all the wounded healer. You bleed enough. Enough things happen.
Yeah.
Enough things happen, you bleed enough. And this is the secret, the thing I'm about to say. You decide. You decide, all right, that's enough.
Like,
I'm going to join the powerful. The powerful decide what they're going to do after they see what you do. And then the deciding that I have power and that I will exercise my power and I will never be the aggressor, but I will never let you aggress me in the way that my 6-year-old self was aggressed. Because what made the other 6-year-old so powerful over me that I ended up injured?
it's a good point.
Me. I let that happen. So I've decided I'm not letting that happen. That's the solution. I corrected the misunderstanding that because someone said it, it made it so. So I believe very little of what I hear. Unless I can work it through, but mostly I have decided that I will be what I was intended to be. And in that, over the years, in that decision, it has given me more power because I see that being clear on who you are is powerful. And as you grow, who I was 5 years ago or 10 years ago is not who I am today. And I expect that as long as I am in existence, I will continue to grow because I have decided that that is so. I have not decided that the people in my family or the people who are in my world have authority over me. That is not the case. I have decided the opposite of that. That so you have no authority over me. You are not the author of me. You will not tell me what to do. I will do what it is that I see I should do, and what can you do about it? Shall you not take what I won't give you? I'm not giving you my authority. You will not take it from me. So there.
Y'all want some of that? I know you want some of that. I bet you like, damn, boy, how do I get like that? Because the truth and the authenticity is palpable, and of again the decision.
It's the decision.
It sounds so simple. It
It
sounds
is.
like, yeah, but we over here thinking we gotta wait to the full moon or full cycle or something, or planets gotta be in alignment for us to gain some power. But your decision clearly can trump all that. And this is what you've taught me this over the years. But what it looks like to me is like when usually we're in indecision and we're teeter-tottering. We'll take a little abuse and we're like, nah, I don't want to take this no more. But then we acquiesce and fall back into it. And that true decision, I see like the entire field start moving into this one direction for change. And you've shared it over the years, but I feel like because of its simplicity, it goes over people's heads. And this is
Right.
not what they teach. Like
Oh.
if you go around YouTube and to shift yourself, they don't speak about the power inherent within such a thing.
The idea, think of it this way. Your organs in your body are living consciousness. We know that there's a brain in our heart, there's a brain in our gut, there's a brain in our head, but every organ and every cell has the ability to choose what it will do. And we are all overwhelming evidence that they have decided to be what they are.
Yeah. It's like you have shown me.
My liver is still being a liver.
Yeah.
You know, my spleen is still being the undeniable, unequivocal aspect of deciding, and then being is what I'm talking about. I want to be in harmony with the intelligence of the technology that I live within by also being clear in an unequivocal way. It doesn't mean that I might not change my mind, but in the matter of making a decision, I will decide through and through, and my decision is that I will be the authority in my own experience. And that which is not compatible with that mostly stays away from me. It doesn't come knocking on my door. Can I come in and be there? It doesn't even like this house. It doesn't even
That's
come
real.
down my street. It doesn't helicopter over my house. It doesn't crawl in from the ground because my decision is so clear to me that it informs everything else, and I'm more work than somebody who's passive would be.
That's right. And people don't have enough life force, and it's like, damn, this is just too much. I can't. There's so much to unravel with what you said. However, dancing lady queued us up like 2 minutes ago. Gotta
All right.
put some respect on the dancing lady. Uh, I heard the line. We gotta go pay some bills. So we're gonna go to our commercial break really quick, you all,
All right.
and just stick with us for about 40 seconds. This is our sponsor, Aluka Gold, who sponsors our podcast.
If you're a conscious investor looking to make a difference, you need to hear about Aluka Gold. Because doing good and doing well isn't just a dream, it's our promise. Let's face it, everyone wants their money to work harder. But what if your gold investment could do double duty? Aluka Gold is more than just precious metal. We're committed to ethical sourcing and total transparency so you know exactly where your gold comes from, and who it helps. Every ounce you invest helps support real miners and their communities with humanitarian projects and fair wages. That's not just good business, it's good for the world. You get solid, physical gold, plus the pride of knowing your investment brings hope and opportunity to families who need it most. So why settle for ordinary returns when you can spark extraordinary change? Invest with purpose. Invest with Aluka Gold. Do good, do well, and let your gold investment shine brighter than ever.
All right, thank you. Shout out to Aluka Gold, Alex Chinaborg internationally in Dubai, Russ Goldstein, who is domestic over here in Georgia, who's also in the chat. Honor, respect, and gratitude to them for supporting and sponsoring this live stream. You can also, again, work with them for investing in gold. They specialize in wealth, asset protections, investments, and a variety of other services that, again, might be appropriate in this time that we're in with the collapse and deconstruction. So if you got some coins available that's stashed away and you're like, what do I do with it? You can visit alukainc.com. I'll make sure I put that up on the screen. That way, if you want to check out the website, you can. There we go. alukainc.com. And once again, honor, respect, and gratitude to them. So we are back. And you're saying so many things, but I also want to go to the chat. The chat's lit up.
I want to say one thing before we go to the chat, that making a decision means that you have gathered all of your parts and you are all in agreement. You've gathered your subconscious, your conscious, your superconscious, your consciousness, and you have all agreed. We are in agreement that we will think this way about this topic until such that we all agree to think something else.
That's interesting. Congruency is coming to mind.
Congruency.
Our guidance has spoken to us recently about the necessity, congruency on all dimensional levels, and how, again, this helps with breaking up the fragmentation. I could see where it supports oneness, wholeness, operate in this way. It's a lot of benefits.
Yeah, if not, what happens is you make the decision with the one aspect of you who might be annoyed, or the one aspect of you who's tired of whatever the situation is. And then whatever the reactive force is comes in again, and you collapse under the weight of, well, what about the children? Or what about this thing? Or what about that thing? Because you have not become congruent in your clarity and made a decision that supports your clarity.
See, so this is what I meant earlier about the assertiveness that's needed in the process of clearing and releasing, where you can't just be dismissive. I was telling in the class, like, when I see a thought, I was like, oh, there it goes. I write it down. I start journaling instantaneously, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna get you later.
When it's warm.
Watch when I get a quiet moment. Boy, I'm gonna get you. I'm about to release you. And it
when
feels
it's
so
warm, making
yes,
that correction.
yes, hot, damn near hot. It's like fresh out, steam. It's like, oh, hey, no. And sometimes I'll get confirmations from the field, like, good job, bro. You know, like, you got it. But I see that has helped me successfully sustain my elevation, because, like you said, it comes back around.
Yes.
It will surface because it's just there.
Yes.
It's part of, and everything moves in cycles.
It's programmed into the subconscious mind. However, the subconscious mind can be changed with 21 days of direct attention, make sure you're focused. You can change that subconscious mind to something else. So, but you have to make a decision to even do that.
That right there.
Yeah.
That right there. All right, so this is really a live stream that we're doing, and looks like there's a lot of things that are lighting up in the chat. So we're gonna go to this chat and say what's up to you all. And I know Care Bear showed up. Excuse me, I say Care Bear. Care Builder. Excuse me. I hope you don't mind, Care Builder. Care Builder hitting us with all the emojis. Yes, I love what I'm hearing. Julianne earlier was talking about passivity and says passivity can be linked to compliance. Watering does when our watering does when our connection to our true power as creators all is inside.
Yes.
Care Builder's back saying yes, being in on soul purpose is being aligned with the divine, which is life and light in us. And then hit us with all the emojis. It's like sprouts, water, fire, peace, butterfly, heart, purple heart, like, you know, elevate. And
good.
Also says facts, fragments, affluently causing thriving signals. And she's like, that's my quote. Eerie here. I feel like I have realized we condemn others because we want their change of behavior to validate us. See, I was right. Check. All you had to do was what I said.
And in some way, we think we get the benefit of their rightness, which is not true. My rightness does not make you right. You decide to be right, and that makes you right. You're not, you see, I know that's a righteous person.
Like, there's no residual. There's no, you gonna get that through osmosis.
In the mail, your Cash App will be filled up. When I lived in Europe, they had an expression that I love, where when somebody, they would describe a person as that is a correct person, meaning that's somebody that you can trust, as opposed to everybody else.
Yeah.
However, them being able to identify that did not make them trustworthy.
Yeah.
So there is that.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Sitting. We got Stacy. She says, 9 C's with the solution of correction. Heart emoji. Shaka. Anyone who constantly tries to manipulate people into doing what they want them to do is a complete menace. Learning the power and peace of no is the ultimate freedom for self.
Absolutely. Learn the power of your no. Learn the power to exercise what you will not allow yourself to be cajoled or pushed or manipulated into. So agree with you. Yes.
Yeah. We got Lauren says, yes. Stacy, 3 flames. Shaka's back. Lao Tzu's over here preaching an entire sermon. Pass the collection pack. Delilah, in La Catch Veritas, absolutely. And Julianne says, love Lao Tzu so much I bow. So she's being reverential. So thank you all. Lao Tzu, you got any final thoughts on this before I do a little outro with like updates and
I would like to
classes,
just
etc.?
share that passivity. Look at the word. The word ASS is in that.
Yeah, it is.
Pay attention. Don't do that. Pay attention to how the word is spelled, what the sounds, what the frequency of the words are. What are you participating in? Don't do that.
That gives us something to think on.
You know.
I hear you all saying it in your head. Because I am. I'm like, ooh. I'm flipping words. So, again, this has been a very stimulating conversation.
Yeah. Also, the word sit. You know, just go sit your way through life. It's interesting.
Yeah.
The words are magical. They're connected to our DNA. Let us not be passive.
Okay. So, again, much to think on. But instead of thinking, maybe we take action on the information. I think that's something that's so important.
Yes.
When you hear these things, the action aligns with the idea of being assertive.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
deciding, not indecision where you bounce this information around and sit it on your shelf, look at it, oh, it's this, say that, but then you go, So with that being said, just a little quick reminder for you all, we're wrapping up the month of August. Group soul clearing is available for you all. Clear some negative motivators, ancestral codicils, and a variety of other energetic interferences to illuminate you and free you of the debris, which helps you sustain yourself when you have to make those choices like we mentioned earlier with the C's. We also have classes next month. Energy Hygiene 101 is going to be coming up next month. It's all on the homepage of the website, so you can check that out there. Sun and Sea Coffee is back for anybody who wants to know, because you all really like it. And so it's in abundance, and that's both for distributors and for retail. So all the energy without the crash, alkaline coffee, chlorella, it's really good stuff. And then we also have light body movement, which is making its way back around. We're going into the throat center. And so this is a major area for us because everything's moving through here, through the expression. And it's going to be fun exploring this because we're moving up into the higher realms, gaining greater clarity, but how everything works together is truly going to be fascinating. So join us again. So everything that we talked about, it's on the homepage of the Of the Sun website. Stay tuned. We're going to be moving into the Apple Cleanse fast for 3 days. We're going to do it as a group. Those who tune into the live stream, those who are part of the Of the Sun family. We know you all really like talking about food and health, and this is what you want. Lao Tzu has an extensive background in these understandings, and it's been peeking back to the surface nowadays. So that's going to be a good time, especially with the change of the seasons.
3rd week in September.
There you go, 3rd week in September. Also, lastly, you're looking to hold a soul translation class in December.
I am. Soul translation is
Or November, excuse me. I think
An
it's November.
accumulation of 22 different modalities that I teach, and we will be doing some of the ones that people have the most interest in who are requesting. And this is really bringing you up to the level of being able to be a practitioner with self, and some of you moving further to practitioner with others.
Yeah, so this is soul clearing light,
Yes,
essentially.
it
And
is.
you get to learn to work on yourself, and this is again one of the core aspects of the sun, giving you the necessary tools. It's so important that you're not always running to somebody, help me. I mean, you can get help, but we're looking to empower you, to show you you can do this. You gotta clean up a little bit and get your mind right, but you got it in you. So thank you again, Laota. This has been
Yes.
stimulating. Thank you everyone who has joined us.
In Lakesh and Veritas, everyone, with honor, respect, gratitude, integrity, discipline, and action. Thank you.